try to go and to have this virtual tour sightseeing. And honestly, sometimes we even have much more information about the places, but according to the special duration of our meeting, we can like increase that or decrease. And sometimes even I am, as a historian, get to know so much new interesting facts about Kyiv and etc. that it really helps me to like go more deep in loving to Kyiv and to the history and to the culture of our beautiful city. So today, as you understand, we need to repeat our last year's experience. We need to continue our virtual sightseeing tour, and today's Kyiv day will be in such different mode as we used to. Just to go to the history, 2 years ago, as you see, we like Dnipro hills were exactly on the banks of Dnipro river, and you even can like remember yourself, no, not remember, but just to see how you look 2 years ago, how you look now, and understand that you are still young and beautiful and so on. And continue with this. It was for everyone, for myself as well. And this is a picture from our last year celebration, and you see some kind of classes continue this.
We were inside last year.
We were inside last year as well.
Yeah, we were inside.
Apparently.
Apparently, yes.
Yes.
In the same room as well.
Because I don't remember, bad memory.
Is this room or is that room?
This room.
This room.
Oh, so
This
you see, like we had another tradition to continue with virtual tour, but who it's everything we can to do now. So in case someday will be a very good weather, here is the map. I encourage you to use this map in case you wanted to get to know much more about our beautiful city, and especially if you want to have some sightseeing tour for some foreigners, because in Toastmasters International we used to have some foreigners, and the very first ask from them to me was what I can see in Kyiv, where I should go to Kyiv, where I can eat in Kyiv, and where is Chernobyl and the Museum of Corruption. So the answers for the first 3 questions is here. So we can start actually from Kontraktova Square, from the places where Dnipro Hills Toastmasters Club usually located, and then go through the Andriivsky descent, yes, to St. Andrew's Church, to St. Mykhail's Church, to the Golden Gate, and it will be like the most ancient part of the Kyiv, just in one walk. So use this map, try to make it much more comfortable for you in the good weather, in the good mood. And to start with, of course, we should say about the founders of our beautiful city. I guess you all know this legend, yeah? About 3 brothers, Kish, Czech, Horiv, and their sisters Levit. It's some kind of piece of art which my students made last year, and this is how its monument looks now. Actually, it's situated on the near the Dnipro river, but because of our nowadays situation, it's covered. So now you can't see this in this way, but at least we have a picture and we can like compare how it was. So it's a very good thing, but we wanted like to know the date of the foundation of the Kyiv, and historians always quarrels this date or that date or that date or that date. And according to some governments direct, they decided that we need to celebrate Kyiv Day on the last Sunday of the May, and how many years we should celebrate, we count it from this date. So 483 years Kyiv was founded, and when we try to calculate, like today is 2026 minus this number, and we will know how many years we celebrate today. Who are good in mathematics? Who already do this calculation?
1544. Yes.
Almost
1543.
a lot of you see that a lot of good numbers are in this year. So let's think that it should be like this and continue to celebrate. But in case our historian will make some special archaeological investigation, and in few months we understand that Kyiv was founded much more later or much more earlier. Don't be cry because it's just a date. We just need to have something to start with and to celebrate. And this monument, as you see, it was created in 1982. It's like an ordinary piece of art from Soviet times. You see how monumental these figures are, how they were like brave, and they are going through the river to some good places where they can live. So it's a piece of it's a good example of Soviet monumentalism style of art, and now we, even my students, need to know this monument, need to know the date where it was created, and even the sculpture who organized all the things, because it's some compulsory information to pass the ZNO external test from the history of Ukraine.
Seriously?
Yeah. I don't know why exactly this monument, but it happens. And when we go to our excursion tour to the old Kyiv, you see that we had some part of Kyiv used to call like Volodymyr city, and also Yaroslav city. Yaroslav was the son of Volodymyr, and as you see, he managed to increase this essential part of Kyiv city more than in 7 times. And in case we will be indoor, we will see all these special places in the St. Volodymyr city and St. Yaroslav city. So it's something like that. And like the part of the ancient city was the ruins of Desyatynna Church. Of course, the Desyatynna Church, sorry, not the ruins, it's now the ruins. It's founded by exactly the Volodymyrs, the kings, and then we had Volodymyrska street, just exact to the Golden Gate, and it shows honestly that main part of the city that time. So it was, you see that it was have some walls, and where we are now situated, it was just a place where matrons live, where some craftmasters live, and that's why the places where Poshtovo Square is situated, we even had a place where some matrons from foreign countries can come and can like organize some trades and some contracts, some deals. And because of this, we even had the name of Kontraktova Square, because it's also about the trade and about all that time. So the kings live there, not the kings, the matrons, the craftmasters lived there. It's it's usual. It's usual for all Middle Ages cities that times. And to continue with all this, it's how our Kyiv looks like more than 1,000 years ago. If you can try, you see some churches, yeah? Because it was more than one. We are like a very baptized country, and that's why we build more and more. But today's our virtual excursion. We start from from the Church of the Thesis, or the Church of the Domination of the Region, or the Desyatynna Church, as we used to call it. And I invite to the stage our member of our club, Alexander Shvachko, who will tell us much more about the special spot on our today's virtual excursion. So, Alexander, please. Remember, you have near 3 minutes, but in case you wanted to add something more, you can.
Can you see it now?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, of course.
Okay, you can see this is placed on the top of the Starokyivska mountain. It was built in 989. It was started, and in 996 it was ended up. It was as a mausoleum of Volodymyr. He also brought here his grandmother and wife. It had 3 main rooms. First for everyone, second one for prayers for Christians, and the last one is for
Priests.
priests. Yes, it was built in form of a cross. If you could look from top, you could see it. Yes, the first it was also a museum. It was not only a mausoleum, it had books, mosaic, marbles, it was destroyed in 1240 by Mongols. It was when they came to the city, it was last shelter. Many people hidden here, but this church was destroyed, and people were under this ulamki.
Debris.
Debris, yes, under the debris. In 1824 it was rebuilt again, and in 1935 totally destroyed by Soviet authorities. That's the history of this church.
You add so many historical details. It's very interesting that you really prepared to this today's our speeches. From my side, I just wanted to ask that why we like Desyatynna's church, because it was the charge which each kings or each peasants paid to church, 1/10 of their income. It was because of this Desyatynna, like something like 1/10 of your income you should pay to church, like to show that you are good with God, yeah, and you continue to ask Him for any other house. And as we start from Desyatynna's church, from the church of domination of the region, it's used to know that it was like, historians said that it should founded by the Volodymyr the kings, or Volodymyr the prince of the Volodymyr the prince, but we are not sure that it's really correct information, but on the external examination my students should say that yes, Volodymyr did it. So I encourage us to move to our another virtual spot and to get to know more about Saint Volodymyr. And exactly our Oля Shapovaluk presented some information about Saint Volodymyr's monument and about the Volodymyrska Girka, the park near that Saint Volodymyr's monument. And because of this, she had 2 spots. So near 6 minutes, it's for you.
Hey guys, I want to make the thing interactive a bit, so in addition just to sharing the information together with you, I will be asking questions and you need to choose the variant A, B or C. So here you can see Volodymyr monument, and I wanted to ask if you know where the monument was built, but you also already see that it was constructed in 1953. Do you know who sculpted the monument?
No idea.
No idea. There are 2. Actually, yeah, there are 2 sculptures, because if you can see it, the top sculpture was built by Alexander Ton, and the work was transferred to Peter Klot, who finished it and who managed the creation of this sculpture. As for the pedestal, as you can see, this was built by, actually the pedestal was created by the Alexander Ton, and the statue was created by Vasil Demut Malinovsky and Peter Klot. Do you know what is how tall is the monument?
15.
Okay, so the first variant A, 12 meters and a half, B, 20 meters and a half, and C, 35 meters and 8 centimeters.
A.
B. B. The correct answer is 20 meters and, to be precise, 40 centimeters. But the sculpture itself is 4.4 meters long, while the pedestal is 16 meters. Okay, so you can see here that the monument, that Volodymyr the Great, is holding the cross. Do you know that it is lit by the electrical bulbs?
Lit.
It is lit.
Lit.
Yes.
You mean there are some bulbs on the cross?
Yes, exactly. So at night, there are in the night it is lit by the electric bulbs.
Why?
Yes, I don't know why they do not do that. Later, probably you correct if you've never heard about that. But yes,
Is it a
probably
safety feature or decorative feature?
the exact. Not the decorative, but you can see it from another hill that this spot is lit. Okay, moving on to the pedestal itself and the material it is made of. What is the material? It is solid local granite. Could you correct me?
Granite.
Granite, wow. Solid granite, cast iron, or carved white marbles.
Cast iron.
Cast iron. How did you know that?
From the look of it. It
So-
doesn't look like granite or marble.
Yeah, exactly. It is cast iron, and at that time it considered as something innovative because they never used it before for monuments and sculptures. And by the way, St. Volodymyr monument is the oldest sculpted monument in Kyiv. Even the Bohdan Khmelnytskyy monument was built a little bit later. And I have another.
We don't have a monument older than 1950.
In Kyiv.
In Kyiv.
Yes. So it was the first sculpted monument, sculpted like in the form of a person.
Oh, I see.
Yes, yes. And one more question for you. It's about the Second World War and how the monument was preserved. What do you think? Why?
1953. The Second World War ended in 1945. How was it preserved exactly?
Oh my God! So,
18.
Sorry.
1853.
yeah, in
no?
1840.
I remember that there is an inscription on the monument which says something like built in 18
Oh
something.
yes, yeah. Okay, got it.
Actually.
Thank you. The question regarding the Second World War. During the World War, Kyiv suffered the destruction, immense destruction, and according to a famous local legend, the monument was not destroyed. Why? Because A, people believed, and Nazis believed, a massive underground well lay beneath it and would flood the entire city if the monument is destroyed. B, the metal was deemed cursed by the soldiers. And C, it was hidden under the giant camouflage net for 3 years. Why it was preserved and it wasn't destructed?
It was covered by camouflage.
No. There is a saying that they did not destroy the monument simply because there is a legend that under this monument there is a well, and in case the monument is destroyed, the hill will be destroyed, and
By
that-
them you mean the Nazis.
the Nazis.
Yeah,
Yes. So yeah.
Because that could be Soviet, so we have to like.
No, not Soviets. So that's pretty much all regarding the St. Volodymyr monument. We can move on. Exactly, I had the time 6 minutes.
Yes, 6:40.
Okay, quickly.
6 o'clock.
Moving on to Volodymyrska Hill Park, I adore the place because there are plenty of great trees and amazing speakers there. At the same time, Volodymyr monument is standing there at the hill, and there are different gazebos there. I will tell you about that. So the Volodymyr Hill Park was built around 1850s, and earlier it was defensive hills and ancient settlement zone. And this hill specifically belonged to St. Mykhail's monastery, hence the name, because earlier it was not Volodymyrska Hill, Volodymyr Hill, but it was St. Mykhail Hill. What is interesting about the park, that is in this park there are plenty of places to stay and enjoy, and when you go you can see 2 gazebos there. Have you ever heard about the history of those 2 gazebos there? They are also called pavilion. Let me find the exact name. Kokorev Pavilion.
Kokorev Pavilion was built around 1898. Why? Because the merchant and wealthy merchant named Vasil Kokorev, he was so captivated by the beauty of Kyiv and the hill itself that he donated 1,000 rubles at that time to build a gazebo and to place it on the hill. But local authority forgot about the money. Surprise, surprise, they forgot. And the money were some sort of invested or were laying in the bank, that the interest increased 3 times more. So instead of having 1,000 rubles, by the time they recalled that they had to build these gazebos, they had 3 times more money, and instead of building 1 gazebo, they decided to build even 2. So that's why, because of the magic of interest, so we have those amazing things here. And as for the place itself, the place inspired and the park inspired many people to create different masterpieces. And there is one person who liked strolling in Volodymyrska Hill Park and create and get the inspiration. Even he wrote a story called An Evening on Volodymyrska Hill. Who was the author? Taras Shevchenko, Ivan Nechuy-Levetsky, or Ivan Franko? It was Ivan Nechuy-Levetsky. So if you want to enjoy and get some inspiration for your further endeavors, feel free to go to Volodymyrska Hill Park and get some inspirations. Thank you.
You feel what I mean? That even historians can't know everything about everything. So I very like our meetings when some historical facts or interesting facts, like about Nechuy-Levetsky's author of some special poem was created just here, and it's always good to know much more details about our beautiful city and about beautiful spots of our city. So you see, so we started from the Kyiv monument. Then we go to the Volodymyr, the king, because he baptized the Kievan Rus. That's why he's very special figure in all our history. And now I invite you to join to our another very special figure of Ukrainian history. It's Yaroslav the Great. But before this, I also just wanted to show you that in Kyiv we had St. Volodymyrska Cathedral, based in also the middle of 19th century. It's now Byzantine style, so it's some kind of Byzantine old Rus, but like in new modern perspective of 19th century. And it's all about Volodymyr, and then we go to Yaroslav the Wise, or Yaroslav the King as well, the son of Saint Volodymyr. And maybe the most popular thing we all know about Yaroslav the Wise, Golden Gate. You see that it's not golden.
Why?
And it's not golden because we steal the gold. It's just looks like it was more than 1,000 years ago. Why the name is golden?
Toes.
What?
Toes.
Trolls.
You have to pay a toll to go through it.
Oh, yeah. So in case you're a merchant and you wanted to enter the city. Yeah. In case you're a merchant and you wanted to enter the city, you should pass one of 3 gates. In Kyiv, at times, we had Retsky Vorota or Detsky Gate. It was just where the Maidan of Nezalezhnost Independence Square is situated, and we still even now see some kind of gate with St. Michael's on the top. Then it was the Golden Gate, and it also it was like some kind of gate where Lviv square now situated. It's near Mykhail metro station, something like that. So only these three entries in the city we had.
So on Maidan, we have actually the
Yeah.
This
Yes, we
was
do.
the
Yeah.
entrance to the city.
One of the entrance, but as you understand, only one of this entrance called Golden Gate, so most of merchants go using this entrance. That's why it's Golden Gate, because they pay for the entrance and the money comes to our kings and princes. And to continue with this, also wanted to remember that our Ukrainian national hryvnias, our money national, we had a lot of sign of some historical figures or some historical, very special architect monuments. So in case you are still using money in this way, be attentive and try to see not the amount on the paper, but also which figure is situated there and what on the back. And I think maybe 1 month ago I read some news that our national bank trying to get all this paper 1, 2, 5 and 10 hryvnias because they wanted to change it to the some coins on this. So in case you still have this money in this way, you should go and not keep it, but to change it, because they will be not counted after some time. Yeah. In case you wanted to have your personal collection of it, keep it. And actually, one of my distance lessons, when we also learn about Ivan Mazepa and Bohdan Khmelnytskyy, one of my students who are situated in Netherlands, when I try to say them how it's very good that we had hryvnias and we had so much historical information on that, he just take from some pocket his own collection and show me all hryvnias, each nominal he had, and I was so impressed and so shocked that students in Netherlands keep it, how like its personal hobbies and how its connection with her own country. So kudos to my students, and you understand what to do with your money. Keep it or change it. Some churches we had in our cities. We already saw St. Volodymyrska Cathedral. Also, we had Kyiv Lavra, and a lot of also very good, interesting stories connected with the Uspensky Church. But now I wanted to pay more attention on St. Sophia's Cathedral and St. Michael's Cathedral, because in case we will be indoor, we will have an opportunity to go to this church and to see how it's situated on the location. So remember it, Yaroslav the Wise, Golden Gate, and St. Sophia's Cathedral as the main cathedral of that times. Why it's called St. Sophia's, and why especially Yaroslav the Wise wanted to build another church just near the Desyatynna's church. Maybe Dnipro Nazarenko knows the answer, so invite Dnipro Nazarenko. And he will tell us about St. Sophia's Cathedral and St. Sophia's Square, okay? Yeah. 2 locations.
Actually, I have 3 because there's also
now 2, please 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because I have a presentation that's like, 1 moment. No.
You had another presentation. You should put the slides in that slides.
Well, I was stupid not to have done this, as you can see. Okay, anyway.
So just move on and start with St. Sophia's, okay?
Okay, so Well, there is a legend actually about the Saint Sophia Cathedral that it was actually, well, it was allegedly built on the same place where Yaroslav Mudry or Yaroslav the Wise, the prince of the Kievan Rus, won the battle over the Pechenegs, as far as I'm aware, or it was actually a cathedral that was built to commemorate this victory. And that was actually the reason as to why it was built. But actually, I am sorry, because I have a few notes here which say that this cathedral was actually initiated by Volodymyr the Great, which is the prince of the Kievan Rus that was the father of Yaroslav the Wise, and he completed. It was Volodymyr the Great who initiated the building of this cathedral, and it was Yaroslav the Wise who realized it. And in 1018, when it was built, and since that time, this cathedral stands in a part of Kyiv, which is the very central part of Kyiv, as Lesia mentioned to us. Well, when she showed us it all on the maps and so on. Interestingly, it is actually the oldest preserved stone Christian temple in Eastern Europe, with 260 square meters of 11th century mosaics. It is a cathedral that was modeled after the Hagia Sophia Cathedral in Constantinople, now Istanbul, to symbolize the wisdom of Christian teaching, basically. Now there are a few quite interesting facts that I still haven't mentioned about the Saint Sophia Cathedral, and it is the fact that, in the basements of the church there was a library which was initiated by Yaroslav the Wise once again, and it was basically the first documented library in the Kievan Rus, which had over 1,000 manuscripts. There are many historical records that indicate that this collection was hidden by monks during some enemy sieges of Kyiv, and however its exact underground subterranean locations are unknown, and it is still actually unknown where exactly those manuscripts or books, etc., might be hidden. And the cathedral's interior, as I already mentioned, retains 260 square meters of 11th century mosaics and 3,000 square meters of frescoes. Of course, the primary altar, which you can see on this picture here, features a 6-meter tall depiction of the Virgin Mary, Bohdan, as we know her in Ukrainian, and it was crafted from 2 million pieces of smalt. Interestingly, this mosaic palette utilizes 177 distinct color shades, which is basically an indication of the level of glass and mosaic making technology that which even modern restorations actually find it quite difficult to replicate. And the interior walls also contain medieval graffiti written in multiple alphabets, both Cyrillic and Glagolitic, Kirillitsa and Glagolitsa. And these inscriptions, which include a contemporary record of Yaroslav the Wise's death, and the signature of Volodymyr Monomach. And they basically serve as, these elements of the graffiti at Saint Sophia Cathedral serve as foundational linguistic documents for analyzing the language of the Old Rus. And yes, I'll probably move on to the Sofiivska square, which is the square which is exactly in front of the Saint Sophia Cathedral. Interestingly, the St. Michael's Cathedral and the St. Sophia Cathedral would not be standing where they are now if it were not for many representatives of mostly Western states who managed to oppose this plan of the Soviets of building sort of a governmental quarter, which would consist of 4 parts. Now, the first part was actually built and completed, and we can see it in the form of the Ministry of International Affairs. However, in order to, make place for all those 3 other buildings, they had to blow up the St. Michael's Cathedral in order to, make place for these, and yes, so unfortunately they managed to do this with the St. Michael's Cathedral, but they did not destroy the St. Sophia Cathedral. But yes, if we're talking about St. Sophia, then, basically the symbolism of it is the commemoration of victory, because it was, the square originates from a field situated outside the ancient city walls, and it was established on the specific site of a decisive 1036 military victory by Prince Yaroslav the Wise, as I already mentioned. And yes, the cathedral and the surrounding square were developed to memorialize this strategic defense of the city. Of course, Sofiivska Square has historically, throughout a millennium, even more than a millennium, has functioned as a primary center for civic and political assemblies. And on the 22nd of January 1919, the square served as the location for the formal proclamation of the Act of Unity. Act Zvuke, which officially united the Ukrainian People's Republic, which proclaimed its independence from the Russian Empire, and the Western Ukrainian People's Republic, which proclaimed its independence from the Austro-Hungarian Empire. And yes. Now, there is another, of course, very important element to it, which I will not be telling about, because there is another person who will be doing about this. But anyway. Yes, that is actually it.
Sorry for not telling you that I divided your presentation into 2 parts, so sorry about it.
No problem.
We will continue with you a little bit later, and to sum up what Dimas told us about, I wanted to encourage you to go to the St. Sophia's Cathedral, and especially to go inside. You even can pay for the excursion tour, and believe me, it's really worth it, because that guide to tell you more about all this piece of art, of essential art, and about the spiritual fans of all these figures, about all this church, and the main motto and main idea of St. Sophia's Cathedral. When you just entered the church, you see the God is something there, and He light on you, and He helps you, and you can continue to grow up as the better humans than you are now, something like that. And also, historian said that as long as St. Sophia's Cathedral is staying, as long that Kyiv and Ukraine will be. So you see, Cathedral staying, we staying, so everything is best of the best. Oranta, also you see how she, about her posture, it's also tells us about, sometimes about not attacking, and not about defending, but about pledge of some best for all of us. And about St. Sophia Square, as Dnipro already said, it was a place where on January 22nd, 1919, the proclamation of the unity of 2 people's republic were made, and it's especially that historical photo. You see? You see? Bohdan Khmelnytskyy's monument. And you see how many people were there. How much maybe. We can't to count them correctly, but we saw that it was really like celebration and it was really very spiritual places. For me, honestly, I love Sofia's square, maybe best, most of the all squares in Kyiv, because when I always stay there, I like feel this feeling of unity, of readiness to fight, and this like freedom will, something like that. And the all New Year celebration in Kyiv were exactly on the square, but then Soviet comes and they wanted like to move it on the Independence Square, but then we had on Independence Square the revolution on the granite, then Orange Revolution, then Revolution of Dignity, then death of our heavenly 100, and from 2014 we celebrate New Year's especially on the Sofiivska square, and for me it's like history comes to the circle and history like reveals the justice. We celebrate New Year's exactly the place where all our ancient were celebrated as well. So it's something like it should be. And we move to the Bohdan Khmelnytskyy monument because it's located just near the St. Sophia's Cathedral. And we had one of our Toastmasters guide, Roman, who presented some short information about this monument. So 3 minutes to Roman.
Dear friends, first of all, I want to congratulate all of you, because today twice celebrate day. Kyiv Day and Troitsa.
Trinity Day.
Trinity, yes, Trinity Day. Yes. Dear friends, let's fly in the past. Just imagine 15th centuries in territory of Poland. In that day, 1599, December 25th, born Bohdan Khmelnytskyy. Yes, and a couple sentences about him. He grew up in Poland territory. He fights with Poland army. He fights against Poland army. However, after that he became a military and political famous person. And he was the first of one who created Ukrainian Cossacks Republic. It was the first time after Kievan Rus. He died in 1657 years. After heart attack, he was 61 years. And just fly to today's present day. No present. In 19th century. Just imagine Mykola Kostomarov, famous rector in institute. He came an idea, let's build a monument for Bohdan Khmelnytskyy, and this monument was built after 900 years after baptism of Kyiv Rus, Christian,
Baptized.
baptized of Kyiv Rus. And this idea was so amazing of this time. And a lot of person will collect 37,000 rubles. And the famous sculptor was Mykhail Church and architect was Mykhail Church. This monument was opened 1888. Yes, 1888. And let's fly to present day. Just imagine 2012, and футбол когда играли.
Like football.
You need the year of Euro?
Yes, yeah.
2012.
Yes, and in the internet pages, I read some information when two small guys riding in bicycle near this monument, and one of them break down. And after he rise, another guy asks him, "Who is it? Who is the person on here?" That guys take 5 greenies and answer, "This is look on 5 greenies. I know who is it." Bohdan Khmelnytskyy was very famous person for our country. He showed for us how we can imagine, love, and think about interesting situation and create the situation and build our future, because everyone from us in the future can be famous and build Ukrainian culture, build Ukrainian presentation for all the world. Thank you for your presentation.
Thanks so much. And to continue with this, I wanted to add and to emphasize that actually in Soviet Union they really celebrate the Bohdan Khmelnytskyy because they always told us about the Pereyaslav agreement, like a big unity of Ukrainian and Russian people. You see, I said it and I already felt like a disgrace to all this historical manipulation, because honestly, just after this Pereyaslav agreement, just after 2 years, Russian betrayed us as they do with everyone's any agreements, and Bohdan Khmelnytskyy was forced to continue to fight for the independence of Ukraine, even with Sweden and even with other neighboring countries. So they built, you see that the monument was built while we were under Russian Empire, but the Soviet times they preserved this monument because that great manipulation about big unity was continues to grow much more. And I also wanted to emphasize the color of this monument. You see, it's not a green. It's because bronze works with time, and the times it looks like green.
It's an oxidation process.
Yeah, oxidation process. Thanks for such good details about it. From time to time, they try and like to reconstruct all this monument, but because of the material in which they were created, it's not looks like the action which can work. And now we continue to go to our Dmytro Nazarenko's presentation, because just like opposite on the St. Sophia's Cathedral, we saw St. Mykhail's Cathedral. You see the years when it was founded. So it was after Yaroslav the Great, and even after the Yaroslav's sons. It was one of Yaroslav's grandson. We not call it because it's not such necessary information. And I know that Dmytro Nazarenko also wanted to tell us something more about this cathedral.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, yeah, we've already told the fact that, yes, this St. Michael's Cathedral is situated on the square which is just opposite the Sofiivska square. And yes, it is yet another cathedral which is also, well, not exactly ancient, but definitely medieval. And yes, well, and it is called the Mykhail Church Cathedral, or the St. Michael's Golden Domed Monastery. Yes, it was commissioned at the beginning of the 12th century by Prince Sviatopolk II, who took the name Michael at baptism. And interestingly, well, it is actually the fact that I only recently found out that it was the first religious structure in the Kievan Rus to have a golden dome. That's why it's called the Golden Domed Cathedral. And yes, this architectural choice basically established a lasting precedent for the subsequent churches, both in the Kievan Rus and during the latter historical periods in Ukraine, and it was also a trait that was common for churches and religious buildings, not only in the Kievan Rus but pretty much in Eastern Europe as well. Now the original Byzantine-style cathedral, or Byzantine-style cathedral, I have to look it up in the dictionary with this pronunciation, because English pronunciation is something that I am fed up with sometimes, to be honest. But anyway, but the original Byzantine-style cathedral was demolished by the Soviet authorities in 1935 to clear space for a planned government complex. But prior to the demolition, luckily, some courageous historians managed to salvage some of the significant and important and historically valuable 12th century mosaics and frescoes, and they relocated them to either the St. Sophia Cathedral or to various museums all over the Soviet Union. And the current edifice, or the building of the cathedral, is a rigorous architectural reconstruction which was completed in 1999. And yes, this cathedral is dedicated to the Archangel Michael, who was very often venerated as the patron saint of warriors, and of course of the city of Kyiv, which is why we celebrate two holidays today. So the Kyiv Day and yes, the religious holiday that we celebrate today is not called the Holy Trinity. Instead, it is called Pentecost. Yes, which is actually a Latin word, because 60% of words in English originate from Latin or French, which is kind of the same thing, because French originated from Latin, as many Romance languages. And yes, that is all for me as for the St. Michael's Cathedral. Back to you, Esther.
And some special historians can add into the St. Mykhail's Church. During the Revolution of Dignity, actually it was the place where the students were escaped, where they had their first defense, and a lot of, during the whole period of Revolution of Dignity, a lot of Protestants had slept there on the floor, so it also shows, it's sometimes remind me about that Middle Ages, where church was the place where you can hide from some injustice, something like that. And St. Mykhail's Cathedral works for it very well. And we also had bells in St. Mykhail's. And from the Revolution of Dignity, when we had New Year's, when we celebrate the New Year, we also watching the television, the TV, and the bell, the rings we have had, it's the rings from the St. Mykhail's bells. Yeah, it's like some very strong connection with that times from Revolution of Dignity and that ancient times, because before it we unfortunately have had the bells from Moscow. So only in 1904 we changed it finally to our Ukrainian old history. Yeah, even this.
When did we change it?
2014.
In 2014 we stopped listening to Kremlin's bells?
Yeah.
Shit.
So till this time we use that. We don't know this, but we use it. And only after the Revolution of Dignity we started to use that bell things. Yeah. It shows our deep connection and deep influence of we had in our history and even everyday life. So in all these shocking facts, as I saw at our audiences, to sum up a little bit, so what we have a virtual excursion on this the oldest part of our town. And in case you wanted to go to the Podil, to the place where matrons and peasants and craftmasters lived, we can use actually two ways. First way, just from the St. Nicholas, we can use the Funicular and to go to the Kontraktova, or we can use the Andreevska descent and also goes to the Podilskaya. Now we choose the first way to use the funicular, and in these words I invite to the stage our today's timer and Toastmasters guide Victor Ivanenko with his presentation. Guys, who can help to...
Well, I can do it.
Okay, so 3 minutes for you, but in case you need more, you know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, about beautiful Kyiv funicular. Kyiv funicular connect historic upper town and Podil, and the key place in Volodymyrska hill. Funicular built from 1902 to 1905. Yes, 1905. This is second funicular in Ukraine. First funicular was built in Odessa in 1902. And official opening of funicular was proposed, and the official opening of funicular in 7 May 05 year. The idea of a built funicular was proposed by Arthur Abramson and project developed by two people, engineer Mykhail Mykhail Khmelnytskyy and architect Alexander Baryshnikov. The first equipment for funicular ordered in Switzerland, and first trolley also ordered in Switzerland, because Switzerland in this year have so much experience in funiculars. And Switzerland funiculars work to summer of 1929, and summer 29 were replacement rope, upper funicular trolley, trolley to down, and first and second trolley destroyed totally. And after this, new trolley built in Kyiv in Dombal factory. Electric transport, Kyiv electric transport plant today. But I think maybe today this plant not work. Yeah. And new trolley built in Kyiv, and prepare trolley and all equipped in Kyiv. Also funicular work in while Second War, and funicular have three reconstruction. First, second after 29 in 1959 and 1964, and current funicular was built, текущий funicular was built in 1984. And about something interesting fact about funicular. At first, funicular is part of tram marshroute. And if you buy tram ticket, you can use funicular free. Yeah. And funicular вважався part of tram marshroute. And we have a special tram for near station and for upper station. And in 2013 funicular work like a,
Like a clock, як годинник.
No. Like a, як тут написано, як special подъемник, a special elevator for people who, сейчас надо было не так подать, ладно. We have a special snow and March, the situation, and 2013, and funicular use like a special подъемник for ski and snowboardist. Snowboardists use Andreevsky Uzvis for slide and go to funicular and use funicular like подъемник to high and try again. Yeah, it's 2013.
Wow.
This is all interesting fact. Thank you.
Thanks, Victor. We had a very vivid imagination. We imagine how it can look in real life, and it's really funny but dangerous a little bit. So, guys, be careful with trying to cooperate with this information. And another way to go to the Podil from the old part of Kyiv, it's, as already I mentioned, St. Andrew's Church, near the St. Andrew's Church, the way through the Andriivsky descent. And you know, descent? Yeah?
Descent.
Descent, yeah. And you know that honestly in... yeah, it's very special pronunciation of this word.
Ascent, descent.
Decent це достойний, а descent це спуск.
Descent.
Descent.
So today we had a chance to cope with this pronunciation. And you know that actually... Yeah. And you know that in Kyiv we had actually 18th descent. But the most famous of it is Andriivsky descent. Yeah. And you see how beautiful this way is. So we are moving, and come to the Kontraktova square. So in all this way, I want to pay some more attention about Podil, like a special quarter we had in Kyiv. So you already knew that it was a place where merchants and craftmasters and etc. lived. And our Yura Boychuk wanted to tell us more about the place where we located very near, close to, about Kontraktova square, yeah, and about Kyiv Mohyla Academy. So two spots for Yuri near 6 minutes. Yeah, you're welcome.
Guys, does it really look like a square?
No,
No? Because of what?
Geometry.
too much buildings.
Too many buildings there.
Yeah.
What about the Kyiv Mohyla building? Is it square or is it in the form of the circle? I mean,
Depends on how you measure it.
have you measured it? Okay. Okay. So, why is it called Kontraktova? The square of contracts.
Deal about money.
Okay. You know all the answers. Why I'm here? So the square of contracts became very important after the Mongols plundered the upper cities that Lisa told us about, and the center of Kyiv moved to this place, to this side, to Podil, just because the upper city was plundered, it was ruined by Mongol Tatars. And the city center, the business center went to Podil, to this side. But Google told me that it's not the initial name of the square. What could be the name of the square?
Podil Square.
Maybe some other options. Just if we compare with the cities in the western part of Ukraine.
Ратуша square.
Rynkovo.
Market square.
Yeah, it was Market Square. But it's Google told me. I didn't leave the time, but Google told me it was Rynkovo, Market Square. But then when the merchants, they concluded agreements with the city to participate in their fairs, it just started being named like Contract Square. Okay? Yeah, it's clear, I think. And it after the fire at the beginning of the 19th century, it started looking like this, in the modern in time. But it had some different names as well. When the Russian Empire came, when it just became powerful in this territory, it just renamed the square into another. What was the name? No, it's hard. I mean, Russian Empire renamed it. Russian Empire.
So to some imperator.
Yeah. It was named after Alexander.
Saint Alexander's,
Yeah. After Alexander and the emperor.
The second of the.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. When communists came, they renamed it into.
Red Square.
Yeah, you know.
Red Square?
Red
Yeah.
Square, yes. In the
Yeah,
Soviet Union.
and Yeah, it was Red Square, and then it regained its name in 1990 only. So,
Це Майдан був коштів жодної революції.
luckily it's not red, I think. It's Kontraktova Square, and we can just enjoy and stroll and walk around it. So it's, I have a red sign. Not, it's enough about the Kontraktova. Yeah, Mohyla, what can I do to?
To location.
Стрілочка вправо.
Yes.
The arrow. No.
No, this one.
Yeah, it's a map of Kontraktova Square just to show that it's really like was square.
Uh-huh.
And then again, yeah.
It doesn't look like a square.
But it was like planned, at least planned.
Yeah.
It's planned, yeah. For me, it still it doesn't look like square, but
Yeah.
Mechanism.
For the same reason English calls it square circus.
Huh? Square circles?
In England and London, most of the squares called circles.
Circles?
Circus.
Circus.
Yeah.
Well, many of them are, but not.
Yeah.
Well, the algorithm is
You're right,
but a lot of them.
it's already.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Mohyla Academy. It dates back to 1615, yeah, when the Collegium, Mohyla Collegium, merged with the Lava School, and it was the first like educational institution in Kyiv. Yeah, but after the Hetman, no, another one, just who was after Bohdan Khmelnytskyy. Let me remind me. Yes, Ivan Vyhovsky, when he made a treaty with Poles in 1658, it just one of the towns was naming Collegium as Academy, like it was a Krakow Academy in Poland. So they wanted to convert it into an academy. But after the Russian and Polish war, the Kyiv became the part of the Russian Empire, and it was the influence of some clerics of some monasteries to convert it into not like an educational center, but also into like some seminary. And after the Russian Empire, it really lost its importance as the educational center. It just became like a seminary, you know, like to educate popes, etc. and etc. And after the communists came, they even closed the academy, they closed the theological school. And what was there instead of the collegium, instead of the academy? What just communist?
University?
Something like.
Institute?
Something like. It was school, higher political naval school. There is some building there. I've never been inside, but still Google says there's some building where you can go and see this some buildings which date back to communist time, where you can just see that it was Higher Kyiv Naval School. It was restored at the beginning of the 90s, you know it. And what is a famous alumni? Famous alumni, you know?
All hetmans.
Maybe yes.
Maybe yes.
Maybe yes.
Yeah.
Who? Ivan Mazepa, you told me.
Yeah, but before Ivan Mazepa also a lot of.
A lot of.
Yeah.
Who else?
So you just start from just after Bohdan Khmelnytskyy, and all hetmans will be the students
Where
of
is it?
this academy. Yeah.
Okay. Who else? Not only hetmans. Who else? Yeah, you know it. Yes, Skvoda.
What is this?
Yeah, Skvoda as well. So we can see it here, but we can also see it where? If you have money, where can you see it? On the 500 banknote. Yeah. So I wish you to have a lot of 500 banknotes and enjoy looking at it. That's it from me.
About such a good information from these two special deal and very fond of this building. You know that it was built by architect Ivan Grigorovich Barsky, like dual surname for his architect, and it's building like also called circle building, and it's very special architect decision from this for this building. And I also wanted to put emphasis of this central part of Kontraktova Square. It's called like Hostinny Dvir. So it also was the place where the trade agreements were made of, and now it was like under reconstruction, and still there are a lot of quarrels and conflict about this place, so we are still don't know what to do with this place, with this building, and it's in case we will like renew it, it will be like in Krakow or at other city in Europe where you can go and exactly buy something special.
Basically make it a mall.
Yeah, something like that. I saw that my watch saw that we almost done with all our special historical sites, but in case we wanted like to move on a little bit, we still have some time for our table topic session, because our Oля Shapovalou prepared some interesting speeches for us. So I invite Ola to the stage and to continue our growing in public speaking as well. Remember, we still have timer and we still have active listeners, so be careful, be active and be proactive. Ola?
So here, what we are going to do, we are going to have 3 or 4 maximum speeches. So this is a chance for you to go on stage and practice. The questions will be simple. As we are talking about Kyiv, as we celebrate the Kyiv Day and talked about plenty of famous places, I'm sure there are different places and secret gems that we haven't talked about, and they are not in the guidebooks. So, what are the secret spots, the secret gems that you attend in Kyiv, that you admire, that you like, and you want to tell us about them? Or one? Vita?
Okay. We have a special event in last holiday, but maybe never listen about these events. These events in общеукраинский, common of Ukrainian racing in RC cars. You know about these events? Я узнал випадково. I discovered it admires accidentally about this, but it's so periodical event, and this event maybe 1 or 2 in year, and it's in part of VDNH, eco track, you know. And it's maybe so interesting because it's for all Ukrainian and from Ukrainian racers come to this track and соревнуются. And compete між собою. Compete, yeah. And people, common people don't know about this. Thank you.
We consider Kyiv as the city of monuments, the historical events, and the historical places. At the same time, let's imagine how Kyiv would look like if it was a person. What habits it had, what style it had, how did it look like? Imagine this is a person. A person. character, clothes, how old it is. Would you like to try?
Yeah, but of course it's a subjective view. It's just like a subjective view. I think this person would be like very well educated. This person would know a couple of foreign languages. This person will have a good manners. Will wear suits if this is a gentleman, or just dresses if this is a lady, and will be like very can I say fashionable? I know, who will follow some fashion.
Trendy.
Who will be trendy, yes. Who will be trendy and who will have this eloquence, the art of talking, and you will have the impression that this person could be like not so natural because of his manners and because of his or her being trendy. Because you will understand this person is from the capital, from this big city of Kyiv. And my first like not impression, but my first comparison, of course, this person will look like our Dnipro. That's it for me. Thank you.
Okay. We talked about the personality. We talked about the secret gems and the secret location and event that we can attend. At the same time, let's talk about habits. About habits that people follow and the tips that you need to follow to survive in Kyiv. For example, which train car to take to get to the fastest, to get to the entrance fast, or any other tips that you need to know when living in Kyiv. Roma?
One time I was in Hydro Park, where gym is outside.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And there is a place which each person who can build it. Use own money, use own materials, and our today's hobby to be charismatic person and famous person, strong person, because fly drones and anything else, it influence for us to be harder, to be stronger, to be smarter. Why not? It's crazy time, however, it's today's day. And when Oля asks this question, first of all, I think about Hydro Park, that place, gym place, and it was so relevant for today's day and for our people. Thank you.
Thank you, Roma. Talking about the places and talking about Kyiv overall, we can complain about something, yes? What can we complain about? No, yeah.
I thought we, maintained eye contact, so I thought that you allowed me to, get at the, to get out of the stage and also give a speech. But yes, well, obviously, as somebody who was born and raised in this city and well, I'm pretty much a second generation inhabitant of the city, because I was born and raised in Kyiv, and my parents were born and raised in Kyiv. So yes, so yes, I think we do have quite a lot of things that we might dislike about, might dislike about the city, and well, whenever I come back, I obviously see that it's a city that I honestly would never want to exchange for living in another capital, for another capital or anything else, because, well, where else can you see all of those very steep slopes of the over the Dnipro River? I mean, it's something that only exists in Kyiv. It's a city, even despite the fact that the city used to be greener. If you look at the photos of 30 to 50 years ago, it is still a city of beautiful parks, of beautiful viewpoints, and so on and so forth. In terms of transport, in terms of logistics, unfortunately, it is a city which still has quite a way to go. Well, and probably the main problem here, which should be addressed, is the fact that Kyiv is situated now on the two banks of the Dnipro River, which is very wide. So building a lot of bridges over the river is a good strategy, but it's not a strategy that is very swift in being realized, because it requires both funding and time. And also yes, the fact that it's the thing that sort of unites Ukraine with many of those more eastern European countries is that the fact that transportation is something where the city definitely needs to work on, and slowly, but it is getting better, I think. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, guys, we are ending our little table topic session. Go to our Google form that I've sent in our chat, and you can vote for a speech of Victor Ivanenko, Yura, Roma Dolmatov, and Dmytro Nazarenko. So vote for the speaker, and at the end we will report who, at the end of the meeting, we will report who won the session. Thank you.
Thanks to Volodya, and thanks to everyone who participated in our today's table topic session. It was not as big as we used to, but time is time. Our dearest active listener, are you ready to come to the stage and to sum up something about our today's role? Yeah, I saw he's ready, so invite him. Yeah, Alexander, have 2 roles today.
The first question: when does the Kyiv was found?
483.
Okay.
Yeah, correct?
Yes. Why does Desyatynna's church was called so, but not Olesa?
Because people paid 10% of their income to build the church.
Okay. Who often visited Volodymyrska Hill Park?
Famous person? You mean?
Yes, famous person.
Ничего.
You mean that famous person who wrote the poem, yeah? Because I believe there are much more famous person who just
And-
evening on Volodymyrska hill. Oh.
and was mentioned in one of our presentations. Who was born in Poland, fight with Poland, and then fight against Poland. Yes, you are right. Так. Who destroyed Saint Mykhail's Cathedral?
Yes.
The Department Soviet Union.
Correct answer. Who proposed to build Funicular on Pocztowa Square?
Who proposed?
Victor, wait.
Some proposed? This is ладно.
прізвище.
This
Сильно право, коротше, по-вашому.
Abramovich?
Abramson, yes, Olga, you are correct. Do we have extra time for one?
Okay, one question.
What was a big manipulation of Soviet Union about Bohdan Khmelnytskyy?
United, united.
Дружба народів, etc.
He signed an agreement.
The Переяслав agreement.
Yeah, Переяслав agreement. Yes? Переяслав agreement.
Yes.
Yes. Correct?
Thanks a lot for such a cool question, Milena. Today's presentation. Thanks a lot. And it's time to talk about timer. Victor.
Окей. Сейчас.
Yeah, we are waiting a little bit. So, ancient time, Middle Ages time,
The timer needs to
modern
borrow some time.
Yeah.
Вибач.
Everything okay? Don't worry. Yeah, and
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Alexander Shvachka. 3 minutes and 13 and 30 seconds. Okay. Olga Shapovaluk, our finalist. 10 minutes 25 seconds from 6 minutes. Thank you. Dmitro Nazarenko, first time 7 minutes 30 seconds from 6 minutes. Roman Dolmatov, 6 minutes 18 seconds. I know, 80 seconds. Dmitro Nazarenko, first time, second time, near 3 minutes from 3 minutes. Victor Ivanenko, 5 minutes 58 seconds. Yura Boychuk, 7 minutes 57 seconds from 6 minutes. And table topic, Victor Ivanenko maybe sometimes like 2 minutes. Yura Boychuk 1 minute 30 seconds. Roman Dolmatov 1 minute 31 seconds. Dmitro Nazarenko 2 minutes 50 seconds. And Alexander Shvachka 3 minutes 29 seconds. Like active speaker. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Victor. Thanks. I know that it's very hard task every time to manage the time, and it's this time trying to talk something. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. It's a good practice for me.
Yeah, it's always a good
Yeah.
practice. On roles in Toastmasters meetings, it's always a good practice.
Yeah.
In this word, I am almost ready to finish our today's meeting, but we want wanted to know who is the winner of our today's table topic session. So, Olia, you know the answer?
Yes, we know the answer. I would like to invite to this stage an amazing person, an amazing creative person who thinks that Kyiv looks like Metro Nazarenko, Eurovision. Yeah, this is for you.
Smile, cool, and once more, please try. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yay. And in this world, I invite to the stage Metro Nazarenko, who looks like Kyiv.
To what?
To what? To finish our meeting.
To finish, yes, of course. Well, yeah, please give a round of applause to Alexa for such an excitingly conducted meeting. Yes, I do hope that you've enjoyed the meeting, despite the fact that it's been, indoors. Yes, next time we will probably see if, It might also depend on your desire. If you want to, stroll around the city with an umbrella in your hand.